Bones and All is a drama romance film with some horror elements. The trailer makes it seem like a vampire movie, but this is the latest film from the director of the Suspiria remake. Marin is a young woman out in the world on her own, and she has a sort of affliction and where she needs to feed on human flesh. However, she can sense other eaters in proximity, and she meets Lee, a young man who has some emotional baggage and has no qualms about killing to feed himself, so they become road trip buddies to go deal with their emotional baggage. Along the way, they deal with other eaters and other personalities. So this movie's trailer kind of misrepresents itself. It makes it sound like a vampire story about predator and prey, when it's more of a coming-of-age sort of story. I think the biggest flaws of this movie is, one, the director, Luca, decided to homage Terrence Malick a lot, and it definitely shows, and it makes the film not feel like his. You do get some visceral, gory scenes, which are, if you've seen the Suspiria remake, you know what I'm talking about, but only about maybe 20% of the film is that. The rest is like reflective sitting in fields with wind and faces next to each other and talking about feelings. So it definitely felt the Badlands sort of comparison. The other thing being that this movie is based off of a book which came out in 2015. About a year later, Julia Ducournau wrote Raw, which is like very similar in terms of like everything. Raw is about a young woman who gets cannibalistic tendencies, and basically it's like not a road trip movie, but it's more of a coming of age story as well. So this, even though the original novel was written a year before Raw already came out, and this movie just feels like Julia Ducournau's Raw mixed with Terrence Malick, which is a cool mix, and the acting's phenomenal. I mean, Taylor Russell basically carries the whole movie by herself. She's only been in like some shows and a handful of movies, but she's the star of this movie, and other people back her up really well, like Timothy and Mark Rylance and Michael Stuhlbarg. But other than that, though, the movie, is a little bit uneven because it's trying to be too many things. It's trying to be like a coming-of-age story, a little bit of a horror film, a road trip movie, an emotional drama, a romance story, and sometimes it isn't able to juggle all the different balls. But overall, it's still I still enjoyed it overall, even though it was a little bit uneven near the end. So I give Bones and All a 7 out of 10.